Hello again, I am Blunty, and today a very exciting review for you. I'm reviewing a hard drive. Portable external hard drive, little box thingy, and yes, it's basically just a little, rectangle of white and it's silver on the bottom, and that's not very exciting. And before you tune away, I really can make a review of a hard drive. Seem interesting too. Well, like, okay, so maybe it won't be that kind of cheesy, but let me show you all about the Buffalo Thunderbolt portable drive. What do they call this thing? It's a Thunderbolt USB portable hard drive, MiniStation Thunderbolt thingy, HDPATU3. First, the boring, obvious stuff. It's a pretty standard looking external hard drive. Why would you want it to look dramatic? It's a hard drive. It connects to your computer either via USB 3 connection or through a Thunderbolt port, and pulls its power across the cable too, so no need for an external AC adapter. I've been testing the 500GB one, but there's also a terabyte one available too. And what makes it worth a look is that it's the first of its kind with that seductively speedy Thunderbolt port on it. And that USB connector by its side gives you much wider compatibility and a fallback position to USB 2 if you need to switch to a computer that doesn't have the comparatively rare Thunderbolt or USB 3 hookups yet. But when you do cram the cord into one of the speedier sockets, things start tearing along impressively. Just for the sake of a comparison, here's a 1000 megabyte dummy file, and here's what it looks like copying from my MacBook Air's SSD across to a standard USB 2 drive, compared to the Buffalo MiniStation hooked up via Thunderbolt. So clearly, if you have a habit or a need to throw large chunks of data around regularly, the MiniStation is going to save you significant wads of precious time. So you can more rapidly get on with using your data instead of moving it about and watching progress bars crawl across the screen like a punk. But for me, the biggest advantage comes when I've been using the drive as my project disk for HD video editing. And for a second, it's easier to show you than tell you. Example, here is a video project on a normal USB 2 hard drive, the one I usually use for my YouTube video work. Pay attention to how quickly the video files load up in the clip browser there and how responsive they are to scrubbing across. Same thing in the timeline. Live scrubbing is a very useful tool when editing, but it puts a great demand on the disk and USB connection, having to rapidly pull across huge scads of data from dozens of video files and keep up to where I'm scrubbing to on the timeline. As you can see, it's doing okay, but it chugs and stalls pretty often. Now then, same test, same project file, same video clips, but this time I've moved them all over to the Thunderbolt connected MiniStation. It can pull up the clips much faster now, and scrubbing up here in the clip browser is much more responsive and smooth. And the same story goes all down in the timeline too. Thunderbolt allows for a massively more responsive experience when asking it to toss around vast amounts of data on the fly. Now sure, what I'm doing here is an exaggerated example. You don't actually scrub back and forth wildly like this while you're editing, but in real life, working in real projects, this huge boost in responsiveness make a massive difference in both productivity and how pleasant it is to work in general, especially if you're doing things like picture-in-picture where you're asking for 2 or more 1080p videos to stream through into your playback all at once. The drive itself is just a bit bigger than most regular USB drives are these days, but not by much. Also, weirdly, the activity light is underneath the unit, so the soft throbbing glow kind of bounces off your table. It looks kind of cool, but is slightly impractical when it comes to, at a glancing, how the hard drive is churning. I prefer a more simple blinky light that is easy to see and more accurately reflects the seeking activity of the drive, but I guess the slow pulsing glow is prettier. Now then, if you want some boringly dry data points on bar charts about just how much data this drive can chug around in any given time frame compared to a bunch of other drives of similar price ranges and stuff like that, have a Google for them. You won't find them here. All I'm here to do is tell you I was impressed with it. It was dead quiet, it didn't get any hotter than a regular drive does, and now that I've experienced hauling big chunks of data back and forth, and especially HD video editing, with this Thunderbolty drive, USB 2 drives are going to feel frustratingly ancient. Life and play is much more pleasant with a Thunderbolt in your face. Life and play is much more pleasant with a Thunderbolt in your face. You know what? They should write that on the box. It's all edgy and stuff. Alright, so there you go, that's a review of a hard drive. I'm not sure whether I succeeded in making it quite as exciting and thrilling as I thought I might, but I'm hopefully have at least transmitted directly to your brains enough information to make you think, well, I need a new hard drive and I do lots of stuff that's intensive on throwing lots and lots of data back and forth. The Buffalo Thunderbolt Hyperdrive USB 3.0 Gizmo White Slabby Thingamabob is the one I should be looking at because, well, speaking personally, it's made my life a lot easier, particularly with editing lots and lots of HD video, which I do all the time, practically every day, really. And using that as my scratch disk for Final Cut Pro X has made everything just go so much quicker, so much smoother, so much less lag, and the scrubbing is, well, I just told you all about it. I'm just excited about it because, quite frankly, before I did this, I thought, how much of a difference can it possibly make? I mean, really, but it does. It really does. In use every day when you plug it in. In fact, I'm going to go buy one. I'm going to go buy 10 billion of them. Well, I'm not going to buy 10 billion of them because this month's a bit of a skint month and I'm eating a lot of ramen and stuff, but I'm going to buy one, and then when that one fills up, I'm going to go buy another one. And then when that fills up, I'm going to go buy another. Well, when they've filled up 2 of those, there's probably something newer and better coming out down the track anyway. But it will be Thunderbolt hard drive. Maybe a bigger one. Terabyte. More! Anyway, thanks for watching. I am Blunty, and I'll catch you next time.